You know, I was told every cloud has a silver lining, and here, it can't be worse than the first one? Hello and welcome to my review of Wrath of the Titans starring Sam Worthington, Liam Neeson, and Ray Fiennes. Now, Wrath of the Titans takes place quite a few years after the original. Sam Worthington's Perseus is living a boring life as a fisherman and as a single dad. You see, Lo, played by Gemma Arterton, has died, aka she didn't want to come back. But I digress. Zeus comes to Perseus and tells him that the god Kronos is going to rise again if he doesn't help the gods essentially regain their power. Perseus refuses, and Zeus gets captured. Now Perseus is rethinking his decision, and he goes to save his father. Now, as you may imagine, this is a film I went in with the utmost of the lowest expectations. Clash of the Titans was quite simply the bottom of the barrel for these blockbuster-type films. Complete and utter schlock in all sense of the word. Horribly assembled action, terrible acting, horrible story. There's just nothing really redeeming about it. So I went into Wrath of the Titans with a sense of apprehension. I really expected this to not be much better than the first. But there are always surprises. Guys, I'm happy and a little bit shocked to report that Wrath of the Titans is not only a decent sequel that surpasses the first movie in every way, but a fun B action movie in its own right. Now don't get me wrong, guys, the story and the plot still isn't great. This one had the potential to be better because the story actually deals with some interesting father and son dynamics between the various gods and characters. However, the movie just kind of throws it out the window and doesn't really do a whole lot with it. It kind of just half-assedly mentions it in between action scenes to act like the film has a theme. In terms of acting, it's the same as before. Sam Worthington as Perseus is as bland as ever, and for hilarious effect, he isn't even trying to disguise the fact that he has an Australian accent anymore. So there are some scenes when he's fighting these big creatures where he sounds like Steve Irwin. Look out, guys! His breath! It catches fire! Actual quote from the movie. However, he does seem to be trying just a little bit harder, and that's always welcome. As are Liam Neeson and Ray Fiennes, two fantastic actors playing Zeus and Hades, who are given way more to do than they were in the first one, and they definitely take advantage of it. However, the main way this movie improves on the first one is not the story, because like I said, the storytelling is bland, although this time there is a little more interesting conflict in there, and it's not just a bland adventure. But where we really improve is in the action sequences. Guys, I'm telling you, this movie has got some badass action sequences in it on the level of any summer blockbuster you're going to see this year. It is really, really cool. I'm not going to lie. There are scenes where this Perseus fights a Chimera and Cyclopses and Kronos, this giant lava monster. And the best part is that it's all filmed very frenetically and hyperactively by Jonathan Liebesman, who previously directed Battle Los Angeles. Now, you may go, wait, Battle Los Angeles sucks. It has a ton of shaky cam, and you can't tell what the hell's going on, and nothing happens in it. Don't worry about it. Jonathan Liebesman clearly took a couple directing lessons before taking on this film, because this movie not only has just great action scenes where he uses his frenetic style without incorporating shaky cam to throw you into that action, puts you up close with the characters, especially in this opening action sequence where Perseus is trying to escape this brutal monster called the Chimera, and it's just blowing through this town. The buildings are blowing in your face. It's absolutely awesome the way he films this. And he also actually incorporates some great wide shots as well, including some awesome stuff with these guys with double swords that swing and kill people. And I know I'm getting really shallow here and I'm kind of rambling, but the action directing in this is really solid, and the action scenes are very intense and very well filmed, and it makes the movie pretty fun. Now, in terms of what they could improve on, in terms of the story and all that in particular, well, like I kind of mentioned before, Perseus and his son, there's this whole three-way relationship dynamic in the film between fathers and sons. We have Zeus and Ares, the god of war, portrayed well by Edgar Ramirez, Perseus and Zeus, and Perseus and his son. Now, the thing is that you don't care about his son. You see his son for all of 2 seconds in the beginning, and he barely even has a line. He just sits there like this whenever he's on screen. So it's hard to really care about him. And there's also just the general spattering of plot holes and the occasional lull. So overall, I gotta say, this movie was a pleasant surprise. It was fun to watch. That's the key. There's great action scenes in the movie. The story isn't great, but it's entertaining. This is a good blockbuster, a good popcorn flick. And if you were marred by the first one, you should maybe check this one out, because it could redeem it for you. Don't get me wrong, it's not a great movie. I'm giving it 2.5 stars out of 4. But it's definitely better than I expected it to be. And that was my review of Wrath of the Titans. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I'm Movie Kid Mike, making sure your time is worth your money.